Welcome back, everybody. We are standing in front of Project Legendary, although we should call it
part of it.
Yeah, we should call it like Project a Million Pieces at the current moment.
It really is.
That has to get painted and reassembled in the next 40 days.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
No pressure.
So, Project Legendary is coming together. No, it's not coming together nicely. It's coming apart nicely.
Yes.
And we've got a couple of updates for you in this video. I think we're going to show everybody around the truck and the engine right now, right?
The frame.
The frame. Yeah. Well,
we're painting the entire frame in this video, and we're showing you all of the disassembly that we've done back here, and kind of like what's happening because Bill's truck's in a million pieces.
Yep, quite a bit of chaos up here at the Jamestown paint facility.
Yep.
The semi-casual body shop is it looks a bit like a factory right now. Things are just like hanging out everywhere at the moment.
It really does. And well, anyway, we'll get right into it, guys. We're just going to show you all the work that it takes to get a frame legendary red.
All right, let's do this.
Told you guys we've been taking Bill's truck apart. Y'all have seen that in the other videos anyhow. But like, well, let's just start here. It's completely apart. It's in 2 gazillion pieces right now. I mean, literally pieces everywhere. All the wiring and the air hoses, everything out of the chassis is spread across here. Here's deck plates and air tanks and just a pile of freaking parts off of Bill's truck. I've already taken a whole bunch of stuff down for paint to Bill, or to, I'm losing my mind. I took a bunch of parts down for chrome to Peter at Almost Chrome. He's getting like all the motor stuff for Bill's motor and for Fiaschetti's motor done, and we'll get them back in about 2 weeks. So, you know, got exhaust, we got wheels. This is all the bracketry that holds this is like the cage for holding the radiator and the air cooler. So, or intercooler or air to air, whatever you want to call it. And those are on Bill's. We're going to be painting those legendary red, like we're doing the entire chassis legendary red. So back over here, we got the cab disassembled. We got the motor ready to start getting the prep work done on it. There's that motor, prepping it to paint takes a substantial amount of time. You imagine trying to go through and kind of sand all this stuff and get it all ready so that you can paint it is a very tedious process. A few things that still need to come off the motor yet, but it's close, real close. And over here, we got the cabin sleeper off, doors are off. The doors currently are at the interior guy's shop, and he's fitting the interior door panels on them. Then I'm gonna pick those back up in a few days. We'll hang all the doors back on this, and then we'll start like laying out our stripes. And the paint job's gonna be going, you know, all the way through the firewall, the whole 9 yards. We'll be painting the door jambs, and the lines will go through the door jambs and on the insides of the doors, the whole 9 yards. I mean, this paint job's gonna be freaking wild. Hood's already got some tape lines laid out on it for the stripe job, kind of working on that a little bit. And then right here, widen this out, we've got the chassis. We'll be putting this thing in the paint booth hopefully tomorrow. So we got a lot of work to still do to it yet. yeah, it was a lot of work. I mean, we've got a ton of time in sanding this thing, as you guys saw anyway. But it looks awesome. I mean, you know, we've gone through, rounded all the edges on all this stuff, all these brackets, and you know, they're usually just cut straight. All those are rounded. Even back here, you know, these are all been smoothed out real nice. Even like these edges here, those are rounded off. You know, the edges of the frame rails they've got a little bit of they've just been sanded, so it's not such a straight line going down the rails. And I think once all that's together, like those little details are going to make a huge difference in looking at it. If you're looking at, you know, the fine details of it. We went ahead and painted this piece right here yesterday, and that's because this is where your steering box goes right here. No good way to paint in here and get all this stuff the way it needs to be, and the steering box has got to go on. So now when we paint all the chassis and we put the steering box back on, we'll only have a couple of bolts to do some paint work on, and we'll make sure we got 100% coverage behind everything, keep it from rusting or any problems, you know, later on down the road.
I'll tell you this situation first. What's happening is we got to find a way to elevate the chassis a little bit, so that way while they're spraying under it, it's not like, you know, they're not on creepers and having to crawl around and stuff like that, and they can actually get to it and make sure everything is sprayed properly, right?
Yes.
So
this video, you guys are going to see, if everything goes as planned, the chassis painted legendary red from one end to the other.
yeah, so we have to get it off the ground. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut up some 6x6s right here, and
we're going to build cribbing. And
like,
we're going to set the chassis with the wheels on the chassis on top of this cribbing, and we need to elevate the chassis. We're going for about 2 feet. So that's what we're building cribbing to take the whole chassis up off the ground.
So yeah, this is gonna be fun. We get to do some woodworking in this episode.
All right, so update. Tommy didn't like my little chainsaw, so he said I need some more horsepowers. I got the big chainsaw.
Yeah, now you can see we have some big shavings on the ground. This thing's cutting a lot quicker and a lot smoother.
He didn't like my little chainsaw. I mean, the
It's not
blade's
that
a
I
little
don't
dull.
like it. It's just a little dull.
Yeah.
You know, we needed a sharper tool for the job.
We got a bigger tool.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's cut some wood.
It's doing some good. First, you have to know how to operate.
Gosh dang, that cuts so much better.
Okay, so this is kind of what we're looking at for, you know, this wheel saddle. Brian calls it cribbing, but I've never heard of anything like that before.
It's the film days. We had stuff like this, and we called it cribbing. It was called cribbing back when I did like film work, and you used it just to raise stuff up or whatever. It was made a little bit different than this, but this is kind of the same idea.
So this is a very redneck version of what you used to deal with?
Basically.
Well, it's effective.
It works.
Because it, you know, this is kind of what we were hoping to accomplish.
So when we're painting Bill's frame, you gotta get under the rails, you gotta get under the axles and all that stuff, and you also have to do it in a very timely manner, because there's like the stages of the paint that's got to go on has to happen in a certain amount of time. So if he's trying to lay on the ground and slide around under there, and he can't get the distance on the gun underneath to make it perfect, then you're kind of going to just screw it up. This is going to allow him to have a whole lot more room to move underneath and keep the gun the distance he needs away from all the pieces, and be able to do it quicker. Not to mention, like, we can use this for a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be very multi-purposed, I think.
All right, we're loaded up. That's a really nice wheel.
Yep, that's primo right there. And you know what? We got charged extra for that dent over in the far end of it.
Well, if we were going to build a rat rod semi, it's the perfect wheel.
Yep.
Otherwise, it
got
works really good for just being a junk wheel for painting stuff.
Has that high quality patina look.
Probably an extra $20 easy. Oh man.
All right, we'll get this loaded up and take us up in the morning. And fingers crossed, we'll be painting Bill's frame tomorrow morning. All right, guys, so we got the frame, chassis, whatever you want to call it, in the paint booth. Our cribbing worked freaking awesome. So now the guys have got plenty of room to get underneath for all the paint work. And yeah, I mean, like I said before, we've gone through this morning and we spent another probably 4.5 hours wiping everything down again, double checking everything. I don't think we've missed anything. There's so much going on here that, like, I don't know, we're just being super cautious and making sure we had everything the way we wanted it, but I think we're good. I think we're totally good. And now that we got this whole deal set up and ready to go, Mark and Thomas are fixing to come in here and we're gonna spray basically an etch. We're gonna etch the entire frame. That's gotta sit up for a little bit. And then from there, we'll mix our paint and we'll start putting our base down, the legendary red. That'll set up. Then we'll do our clear. And yeah, this thing's gonna look freaking awesome when we get done. You guys ready to go? So we're doing etch right now. How much etch you think we're gonna use?
I don't know. We're going to start with maybe a little under a gallon of
Yeah.
etch and see how far that gets.
And then just kind of keep working from there.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got it all. She's all dialed in. This thing's gonna look super slick when they get done. And I'm gonna get out of here so they can get to work and set this time lapse up so we can see the whole process happen. All right, so Mark just got done. We basically just walked, they got the whole thing painted, and then what we did was just kind of go through really closely looking at everything and just finding a couple, like, just little spots that might need a little touch up, but the whole frame has got etch on it now. You'll see, like, this was actually already painted red to get some stuff down in there, but so you don't have to, that's already got paint, you don't need anything there, but man, we got this whole thing covered in the etch. So we'll give this about 30 minutes and we'll start mixing up our legendary red paint and go to town. This thing's gonna be freaking rad. All right, getting ready to put some paint down. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 back there, a little minigun, 10 for the other big one. We got a lot of paint right here. We're gonna need more than this?
No.
Okay. About $1?
No.
So this is what we got mixed up right now, and we're gonna start putting some paint down on here, and we've been like guessing on if we were gonna need more or not gonna need more. We will find out. All right, we're walking in the paint booth. Tommy's getting to check this frame out for the first time.
Man. Everything is like, it's so smooth. It's like the outside of a body panel on everything.
Yep.
And you handed me this handy dandy flashlight so we could see how shiny everything is.
Yeah, stick it on that bracket. I mean, like the time that we spent making this bracket, look at that, freaking awesome. It's a freaking, I love this color so much.
Get in there, man. Get a little closer. Show them how sparkly that is.
It's so freaking awesome.
When this thing is outside, it's going to be so unbelievably cool.
But yeah, we've gone in. I mean, we did a little bit over 3.5 gallons, I think. I mean, there's a lot of paint, a whole lot of paint.
Man, 3.5 gallons on just the chassis.
Yep.
Is wild. It still looks wet. Is it wet?
No, it's dry.
So
touch it.
We can touch that? Yeah. Wow.
And we'll still, and the thing is we'll still buff this thing out.
Yeah, but I mean, it almost doesn't even need it. There's no orange peel or anything in it.
No, you just, you know, when you paint every once in a while, you'll get a little bit of like, you know, that in there. You can barely even see it. I'm trying to, there it goes. See that little spot? We'll get those things out. That's all really the buffing is to do. You know, we smoothed all these brackets, all of these dudes. The front end, I freaking love how this turned out. So, you know, typically there's these couple of bolts stick out this way and the nuts over here, and it doesn't match all these, so we flip them around, and we, you know, there's a bunch of numbers and stuff and things in the casting, and we ground all that down, and the castings on the axle here, we smooth those off just to kind of make it look, you know, better. I can't wait to get this motor in it and the cab on it and just everything.
Man, because I mean, what color are we spraying the base of the engine? It's
Black.
Is it legendary though?
No, we're just gonna do straight black.
It's just a black.
This is, and we talked about doing it legendary black, but here's the issue. Bill will put 1 million miles in this truck.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, in 1 million miles, he's gonna be working on that engine. Now, all of a sudden, if you're changing parts out, it becomes a nightmare, especially if he's out of town, to take a part that's going to come from, you know, the dealership or wherever, and it's going to be red, to make that legendary black and put it back on and keep going. Yeah. So doing it straight black makes the ease of use, because at the same time, we're building a really cool show truck, but we also have to remember its purpose.
Right. So you get the capability of just doing a quick shot of black on something to still make it, you know, match the engine. I get that.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
We wanted to do it legendary black, but I mean, me and Bill discussed it, and it was like, you know, for the longevity of the job side that the truck needs to perform, just straight black was going to be. But I mean, again, we're doing a ton of chrome on that engine, and we're doing the valve cover legendary red. So, and it's a few pieces like that. So it'll look super sharp.
Nice. Yeah, I honestly, like, I didn't think it, like, I was really excited about Legendary Black, but then when you said that, I was like, yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
It is a commercial piece of equipment at the end of the day.
If this thing was just going to like sit in the shop and be a shop pet,
Then,
Legendary Black.
Then that's one thing, right?
Yep. But man, I just freaking, that color, like, look at the top of the rail. Like, it just is, it's so slick. And we even, on the edges here, every one of these edges are slightly rounded. I went through and rounded every one of them. All the way down the rail, it just longevity of, like, because of the paint job, you know, you don't have that sharp curve to it. It'll help the paint hold up longer. But I don't know. Bill gets here, he's gonna freaking fall in love with this thing.
I think he's gonna be pretty dang happy. I don't really know how you see this and just don't get excited about it.
No. You know, guys, you know, we rounded all these dudes. Rounded all those guys. It's we've really done a lot. It's super awesome.
And can we say that, you know, it matches the trailer? Are we allowed to say that yet?
Yeah,
right?
it matches the trailer.
So by this video, they've seen the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they've seen the trailer.
Okay. It gets a little confusing. Which one we've shown?
What have we showed people? I don't remember. But yep, it's all done and ready to go. Now we just got the long process of wiring this whole thing back up.
And putting it back together.
Oh, yeah.
And we get the really short timeline of about 40 days to do it.
No pressure.
No pressure. All right, guys, that's it for this video. As you can see, we've got our work cut out for us, and we kind of need to get after it.
We do. But the chassis looks awesome. I'm so excited about this thing. We got, once we get this thing out of here and get all the finishing touches, and our wood block deal we built worked really good.
Yeah, those actually worked out really nice. And then, you know, it needs to be said, Mark, you knocked this one out of the park.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Mark and Thomas,
Yeah.
y'all killed it.
Yeah, the countless hours you guys spent on this thing is very, very appreciated. The love you guys show in your paint is, it's going to turn heads whenever it makes it to the truck show. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, in a sense, this chassis has been, well, it's Mark, Thomas, Chris, Shock, me, and Bill.
Yeah.
There's probably, hour-wise in that chassis right now, I bet there's every bit of just prepping and painting and doing all that piece, not the disassembly. I bet there's 75, 80, maybe more than, actually probably more than 80 hours in that.
Yeah, it's
There's
a
more,
lot.
there's more than 80. There's a lot. It was long.
A lot of hands touching this chassis. And, you know, honestly, the work shows. I'm super pumped about it. I think it looks good. I'm ready to get my hands on it and help put it back together. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be neat. All the parts that were going back in this, you know, all the pieces that were originally painted, we're going back with mostly new.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, when it sticks into the chassis, it doesn't look like it got a bunch of overspray. So it's going to be like,
It'll go better. It'll go together quicker. Do you think?
yeah. Well, but I just wanted to hammer home the point of like when it goes back together, it's going to look probably better than new.
Oh no, 100%. Everything will look better than new the way we're doing it, for sure.
It's going to look pretty freaking sweet
Yeah.
when we're all said and done. But anyway, you guys know what to do. You got to like, you got to subscribe, especially if you want to follow along with this build. Over the next 45 days, we have a ton of work to do to get this thing going. And, you know, you also got to follow us on Instagram.
At Semi Casual Show.
Check out our website. We got new merchandise going up here in the near future. We're still running the special where you can get a free keychain, anything you purchase from now to the end of February. And, you know, I guess outside of that, thanks for following along, and we'll see you guys next time.
Later.